Congratulations. You have just hit your highest income month. The amount of clients you have is the most you've ever had in your business. And that feeling of, oh my God, this is it. But suddenly, a few weeks later, it seems like you've reverted back to where you were before that. And after every high income month or high launch or sprint of having more, you physically crash. So you have this overwhelming fatigue, exhaustion, you get sick, maybe you have migraines that flare up, and it feels like your body is shutting down. And emotionally, you get really spirally way in your head. You start doubting the process. You start creating problems that don't exist. And then you feel numb and irritated and just generally overwhelmed. And the behavior that you have after that reflects it. So you avoid marketing, you stop posting, you disappear. Sometimes you stall, you just want to run and hide. And the thing is, you know what to do to make money. You understand strategy. It has worked for you before, but it's just that your body cannot maintain it at that level. And every time you think about doubling or repeating that month, everything feels very tight. There's massive resistance. You feel dreadful, heavy, vertigo comes out, right? And then you start telling yourself, maybe this is it. Maybe this is just where I'm supposed to be in business. I don't think I can keep up. Like, I'll probably just lose it all. So might as well feel safe, right? No, 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 no. This is not a strategy problem or a discipline problem. This is a nervous system capacity problem. Right now, your nervous system is reading high income months and more clients as a threat because at the end of the day, your nervous system's role is for survival, to keep you alive. So when your income jumps, your system predicts that you'll have more eyes, more visibility, more responsibility, more chances to fail in front of people, more clients to serve. So there's a lot of pressure to help give them results and not to disappoint them. And your brain automatically calculates this. And if you've had experiences in the past where you did crash and burn before, that is your nervous system predicting the exact same thing. And so this is the exact wiring that I saw in the ER. The body will always prioritize survival first over long-term potential, over long-term growth. So this means that you'll just unconsciously pull yourself back to your financial comfort zone. You'll hit the big numbers and then recorrect back down because your body hasn't really trained in a higher capacity to hold a higher baseline. And so the more times you have the cycle of I have a big income month and then I burn out, I crash. I have a big income month, I'm exhausted for 5 days. I have a big income month and I lose time with my family and that makes me feel really sad and I spiral and I feel bad and guilty. That cycle then becomes the new prediction. And it starts protecting you from that pain because that's what it does. And that's why, even if you have done the work to rest, you have done the work to recover, you'll still sabotage getting there and you'll still procrastinate launching tasks. You won't market as big and bold. You won't be as consistent at sharing your offers, even though you have the systems in place to help more people, because your body is always expecting that exhaustion. It needs to be retrained. Your nervous system currently has a limit of how much clients' visibility and income it can hold sustainably without breaking. And this is just like training your body for resistance training. Sure, at the beginning, something like 20 kilos is going to be heavy to squat, but eventually your capacity to hold the same weight is going to increase when you consistently put in the reps to train your system to be able to adapt to that same load. It is the same thing for your system. When you have high income months, this is just like upping 20 kilos to 40 kilos, right? If you haven't done the training to expand to that, then your body will slam the brake and not give you that strength and that ability to move forward. And so that's why expanding your nervous system is one of the best ways you can double your income without sabotaging it and burning it down to the ground and losing it all again. Because this is the type of resistance training that most entrepreneurs miss. And that's why they spend the money and lose the money as fast as it comes in. Um, because if you don't do this, the ceiling never actually moves. That same upper limit is going to be hit over and over and over again until you train your nervous system to feel safe in holding that amount of income, of responsibility, of clients, of success, and getting familiar with that new level of success being the normal. And unfortunately, a lot of business owners stay stuck in these feast-famine cycles for years and years. They'll think it's the market, it's the niche, it's the offer, and of course, those have a time and place. But actually, if their physiology is actually on board, then the marketing, the refinement of the niche, the refinement of the right offers becomes a lot easier, and they adapt with any changes because their body is also trained to physically adapt. This is a health problem at the core and not just a money problem, because our performance is highly linked to how well our business performs, because we are the CEO of our business. Even if we have staff, we are still responsible for that staff, that team member, the systems that make it run. Even though you're at a point where you're out of your business, people still rely on you, and they can only rely on you based on how healthy your nervous system is. So if you can hit big months but not sustain them, this is more than just a mindset issue. You have a nervous system that just can't hold the capacity to hold more without crashing. And until you expand your system, income will keep snapping back down to that same level. And although that's comfortable for you, you have bigger, better plans in the world, right? No matter how smart your strategy is, that is only as good as how well your physiology can handle it. So if you're done writing the feast and famine cycle and you want your cash flow to keep on moving without crashing and feel calm, stable, and repeatable, check out the links below and I'll show you how to stop your nervous system from capping your income so that you can create the high income months that don't just spike and actually sticks and becomes your new normal without losing it all.